Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to The Disconnected. My name is Ryan, and I'm here back in front of my movie collection, and we are going to be re examining the Saw franchise. So, I'm filming this the night of May 13th, and tomorrow is the big premiere date for Spiral from the Book of Saw, the new movie with Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson that is a revisit to a franchise that started a very long time ago at this point. And I think that it has a bad rap that we should get into. First of all, this is the way that I've been watching this series again. My wife and I decided a week ago that if we watched a movie a day, we could have everything watched in time to watch the new movie on opening night. Here is my steelbook. And if we did that, we would get done with just enough time to get there on Friday night, and having watched everything leading up to it, be super excited and ready to watch the new one. And of course, we have two very young kids, so that did not work out. We just finished up Saw 4 literally about 15-20 minutes ago, and I have to say, not all of the movies are great. I will give you that. However, I think that there is a reputation associated with Saw that really is only associated with the words torture porn. And we've all heard them. Many of us have said it. Many of us have probably associated Saw with it. But I think we should re-examine that. First of all, if it's been quite some time, you should watch the first Saw movie. So first of all, Lionsgate put out the very first Saw movie on 4K this week. Here is a picture of the regular 4K release. There's also a Best Buy exclusive 4K Steelbook version that is out that looks like this. I really enjoy this release, and I think everybody should look into getting it before it sells out. The very first Saw movie is great. It is legitimately an amazing film. It is tense. It ramps up the dread throughout the entire movie. You really do not know what you're expecting the first time you watch that movie. It is something that is simply movie magic when you revisit it. We watched it again for the first time about a week ago. It's been literally at least 2 or 3 years since I've seen it. It still got me. I don't even know what else to say, but the moments leading up to that reveal at the end, I'm not going to give any spoilers here just in case anybody hasn't seen a 17-year-old movie at this point, I believe, something like that, 15, 17. It is a great ending. It is a film that if you don't know what you are in for, you know, maybe you've heard only people discuss the words torture porn with Saw and you don't know what you're getting into. It is something that will genuinely surprise you. It is worth the ridiculous M. Night Shyamalan twist feelings that people have associated with it, because it is that good of a shocker. Now, the crazy thing here, all of the Saw movies deserve that feeling. They all have twists and turns. They all have shocking moments. They all have something to keep you on your feet throughout these. And it has this genuine continuing lore that is just really well baked into it, where you are questioning every single person. You think somebody was dead in movie number 2, and here they are again in movie number 5. Now, I will caveat that and say this does not always work. I understand that. It is not something that in movie number 6, it is a perfect movie without any plot holes, because let's be real, there are a ton of plot holes in the Saw franchise. However, it is very good. It is something that if you watch every single movie, you pay attention to characters, you grow with them, you keep track of who is where, you understand what is going on. There is something in there that will genuinely be rewarding for you for simply paying attention. That being said, I think Saw has a bad reputation for being associated with torture porn. Now let me explain. The very first Saw movie, by itself, amazing standalone film that deserves all kinds of praise, but is not torture porn at all, in my opinion. Now, Saw undoubtedly has become associated with torture porn because of its many sequels, but a lot of people still heap those words torture porn on the very first movie, and it does not deserve that. It is a shockingly let's say, shockingly light movie compared to its successors. Saw 2, on the other hand, is fairly gruesome, but I would still not say that Saw 2 is torture porn. Saw 2 is something that builds on the first movie and continues and heightens it as any real good sequel should, but it is still not torture porn. We do not see torture porn come into the series, in my opinion, until Saw 3. Saw 3 is great still. It's, well, let me walk that back a little bit. Saw 3 is a very good movie. I will say that it is a very good movie, but it starts to lose the luster of the series at this point. Saw 3 definitely comes into the torture porn aspect. There are, a woman attached in a freezer with nozzles spraying water on her at freezing temperatures, and it shows everything. They show her face shatter. There are so many scenes in this movie. Anyways, we don't need to get into all the traps. It is where it all starts. Saw 3 starts with the torture porn, and it simply ramps up from there. Saw 4 gets crazier. I mean, you see somebody's head get smashed between two giant blocks of ice. You can't really just shy away from that at this point. Yes, it is torture porn. The entire series, overall, understandably, has gotten that reputation of torture porn, but really, the first couple of movies should not be examined in that light. If you've never seen them, or you stopped at Saw 1, I implore you to at least go watch Saw 2. And at this point, it's a little late to watch all of them before the premiere, but I would say, please try to see the new Spiral movie in theaters. We're at a point where we're all finally starting to get back to a little sense of normal. A lot of theaters are opening. I've had tickets bought for my local theaters for the last 2 weeks to see Spiral in person with my wife as a date night, get the kids at home with their aunt, and see if we can get out there and feel like it used to be again. I hope that people can take this opportunity to go out and make a night of it, and take some time to get back into the theaters if that's what you like. I love the cinema. I love movies. I love Saw, and like I said, I was going to talk a little bit about the history of me with these movies, so I will share a little odd thing. My wife and I, we have seen almost all of the Saw movies together at a movie theater on opening night since they first came out. There are 8 released at this point until tomorrow. That will be the 9th film. I believe out of the 8 released so far, we have seen 6 in person. I might be wrong there. It might be 5. Either 5 or 6 of them we've seen in person on opening night together in a movie theater. And I am honored. I am shocked that we can do this again, but I'm very happy that I will be able to see yet another Saw movie in person in the theaters in May of 2021 with my wife again. And in case you haven't heard, the rumors are that Saw 10 supposedly is in the works already. They are penning the script and getting everything in place to get that filmed soon. Reviews are starting to come in on Spiral, and it sounds like long-running fans of the series will like it, and people that hated it will continue to hate this one. I'm genuinely looking forward to Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson being a part of a horror movie. I am very glad that Chris Rock had this fandom inside of him, that he's able to step out and produce part of this, and from what I hear, the only reason it's getting made is because he is such a fan of the series. So, if you are a fan of the series, make it a point to go out and see in theaters if it's safe for you to do so. I would love to see as many people as we can going out and making this a huge welcome back to the theaters from the Saw community. If you can, watch Saw, watch Spiral, do what you can to bring horror back to cinema and bring the cinema back to the people. I'm very tired of the COVID era, but I genuinely just want to see people be safe. Today is also the day where they said that masks are no longer required for individuals that have been vaccinated, indoors or outdoors, unless they are in an area with a huge crowd. And I can't wait. We finally feel like we are getting back to normal, and I am so here for it. That being said, that is all I have to say right now on the Saw franchise. If you feel so inclined, there is a like and subscribe button down there for you. I did also add a little virtual tip jar. I'm not going to say something about that in every single video, but if you would like to throw something my way for working on some of these videos, I would genuinely appreciate that. A lot goes into editing these, filming these, collecting these, reviewing these. I know it's been a week or so since I put out my Severin video last week, but if you have not, go back and give that a watch. It's a very long video at almost 35 minutes, but it was a lot of work, and I am already underway on the next label video. People tend to like those. If you have a label that you'd like to see me do soon, please go ahead and drop it in the comments below. I will do my best to get to it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have been putting content out daily on those, sharing news, sharing some reviews. Very cool sales that are coming out. Like today was a 24-hour flash sale for Dead Vision Productions, and I shared it there for everybody to see. That's all I got. So thank you for hanging out tonight. From one collector to all of you, a community of collectors, I am the Disconnected, and have a good night. Thank you.